Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options in Play video update. So we are cruising through the week, and we are cruising higher. Earnings maybe not as much of a focus point this week as the overall market movement. So some weeks we don't have much action in the overall tape, and we have a lot of stock-specific action. I feel like this week we have maybe a little bit less stock-specific action and a little bit more overall action. So always keeping us on our toes, right? Always something going on, but it doesn't seem like it's the same thing week to week. Uh, so as Yogi Berra said, right, it's deja vu all over again here. I have talked about the setup in the SPY into 281 a handful of times in these videos, in our option sessions when we've gotten together over the last 2 months, and amazingly, just talked about it last week, and looked like we're finally going to resolve lower, and now we're right back at it. So keep bumping up into it, and odds are now favoring the bulls, right? I mean, like the more we hit it, the more likely it is we go through, not the reverse. So we had what was really like this sharp green to red reversal last Monday that set up finally our first pullback of the year, right? So we got up to we gapped above 281, sharp green to red reversal, closed at the 8, and then over the next few days we proceeded to like sink through the 8, through the 20, through the 200 a. Friday had a little bit of a reversal off our lows. Didn't actually close green, but the move off the lows kind of set up the sharp gap open Monday, and what do you know? Like 3 days later, we are right back at the top of this resistance. So this to me is one of those areas that's just critical. I mean, it's absolutely critical, right? And it doesn't take a master chart technician to really figure out why. I mean, you can see like clear failure breakdown, clear failure breakdown, clear failure breakdown, right? Bumped into it, stalled, bumped into it, clear failure breakdown, right? So each of the times that we've failed, right? So here, so 3 and then 4, we have at minimum, right, pulled back into like the low 270s. So the low from Friday was 272.42. So that's about a $9 to $10 move from where we're at the moment, right? So $9 in a week, right? If you go back these last three sessions, the last 3 times prior to that we failed, right? Hit it. We were down about $15 in 2 weeks, right? Same thing, $15 2 weeks, right? $15 in a week, and then not even talking about this, but just if I draw this, you can see that the three times we failed mid 260s, right? Very quickly. Here we failed. Where did we get? Low 270s. So that's about a $9 move. So at the minimum, right, over the last 4 times we've hit this, we've pulled back about $9. So we're at it again, and if you say that we're going to fail, then what's your downside target? $9, right? I mean, nine to $10. I mean, like that's every single time we failed here. Like that's the minimum we've retraced, right? Now on the upside, what do we have, right? So you can see, I mean, it's about as clean of a level of resistance as you could possibly draw up. Yes. On the upside, there's really only one focus level in play, right? And that's right here. That's a gap that remains unfilled from October, and that's at 287.40. So right there, that's about a 5.5 to 6 point move from where we're at. All right, and then above that, the next key area, right, isn't up until about 292. You want to say? So low 290s. So we have $6-ish to close the gap, and then another 5 on top of that until the low 290s. So about 10 to 11 points higher, right? So just if you follow my logic here, right? We're at a critical level where a failure should lead to at least a 9, possibly a 15-point drop, or a breakout should lead to at least a 6, possibly a 10 to 11 point move higher, right? Now, going into the options, right? And this is what kind of baffles me sometimes, is that you get, let me pull these up here. So this is what baffles me sometimes. You get these really obvious technical setups, right? Let's get this up here. Really obvious technical setups with really well-defined targets, right? And then you have these options which just aren't reflecting any of this. So going out through expiration next Friday. So the thing to remember here is that there's going to be a dividend. So that's why you can see like the puts are trading at a higher premium. But if you just use like the at the money straddle, right? So pricing in, say the 282, right? Pricing in about $4. So we just walk through the scenarios, right? We literally just walk through how there's at least a 6 on the upside, possibly 10 to 11, right? On the downside, at least 9 points, possibly 15. Yet over the next 7 sessions, it's only pricing in $4. If you want to even go out further, so to the 29th, right? So we'll go out to the 29th. So we'll go 1 week further. So this is 2.5 weeks, right? It's only priced in $5. That's 2.5 weeks, a $5 price in move. When we basically, go back to the chart, and you say that there's, just using like simple technical targets here. I mean, there's at least $6, possibly 10 to 11, at least $9, and then possibly 15. So it's like one of these scenarios where it's almost like an earnings trade to me, where it just sets up like one of those trades where it's options are saying one thing, but then there's multiple indicators saying a completely different thing. So the options are saying, just ho hum another week, right? Only pricing in like $4 or $3. I mean, for like the next like 5 sessions, right? So options are saying, oh, just another week. There may not be a huge economic a huge economic catalyst. The earnings season's kind of quiet, right? So it's just another week. But in reality, it's not just another week. We're basically at this ultra critical point where you know that a breakout or breakdown from here is going to create a much larger move. So that's why I say it's deja vu all over again. I mean, we've had these setups before, and a handful of the times they've the options on the SPY, and you could say the same thing with the Qs and the IWM and the Dow, right? But a handful of times the options have just been completely mispriced, and right now I feel like we're entering a scenario where you're probably looking at it again, saying like these options just seem to be very, very, very mispriced based off this really clean, obvious technical setup that we're at, right? So you can tell I get worked up about this, but it's in an age of algorithms, when everybody says like you can't beat the machines, then you get these scenarios where to me it's like these higher conviction setups where it's just like options are saying one thing, and then there's multiple indicators saying something completely different. And so far in 2019, I mean, it seems like more often than not the options that have appeared to be underpriced have ended up being underpriced. So take a look, right? These setups, they take a while to develop, but once they're there, I mean, they really create some interesting opportunities. So definitely put this on your radar if it's not already on your radar. All right. All right, guys. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this, the spiders. Let me know what you think about the earnings trades. Kind of a week of fewer names but bigger names, and things are definitely moving. So still pretty good action overall. So whatever you want to talk about, if you want me to go over a video on it, definitely reach out, and I'm happy to do that. All right. So I hope you guys have an awesome night, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.